Hey everybody, this is Lee Cooper. I'm the Instructional Technology Specialist here at Salem High School along with Jennifer Blaze. Jason Whitcop is our TST. He is our Technology Support Technician. If you have instructional questions or Jennifer and I, that would be a problem with Schoology or learning how to do something in Schoology, learning some new tools or anything for your virtual or in-class instruction. Jason's kind of the fix-it guy. So if you've got a problem with your laptop, it's not working correctly, if you've got sign-in problems, things like that, Jason's your guy for those things. Our office is in room 104. We share it with our gifted resource specialist, Brian Meekin. Jennifer and I and Brian share room 104B, which is the front part of it, and then the back part of the room is Jason and all the technical support stuff. When you're signing in, you do have two different emails. You actually have three different. We'll talk about that later on in this presentation. But there are two different email addresses that are your VB Schools addresses. There's what we call your short email address, and then there's your long email address. Your short email address is your username at vbschools.com. Your long email address would be like lee.cooper at vbschools.com. That's the email address you need to give out to parents. It makes it a lot more user-friendly for parents and for anybody else. And then keep your short username for yourself. If your name changes, your short username does not change. So keep that in mind. On the Chromebooks, if you have a Chromebook and you're signing in on a Chromebook, you need to just type your entire short username. It defaults to @vbstudents.com, but when you put your whole username in, clcooper at vbschools.com, it will sign you in as a teacher. So just type over that. On many of our devices now, you will see something, it's new for all teachers this year. It's called ClassLink. There's a training in our Essentials 2020 folder for ClassLink to tell you all about it and what it's for. Students will sign in just by putting their username and their password in. They don't have to put @VBStudents or anything like that, so they just put their student ID and their password. Teachers and staff need to click the link down at the bottom that says Staff Sign In Here. And when you do that, it will take you to this page, which is the VBCPS login page. On this site, you will need to log in with your full short email address, clcooper at vbschools.com, and your network password, and then click Sign In, and that will get you signed in. All right, so the Windows laptops that we've issued you, I consider it to be your personal computer for school use. It's to use for daily instruction and planning. You can install some software on it, but everything that you install on these does need to be approved and on the licensed VBCPS approval site. We can check with Jennifer and I or Jason, and we will help you out with that. Teachers are logged in on the computers as limited users, so if you need to install something, chances are it will ask for your credentials. Yours won't work, but you need to use the HSL install account. Check with one of us for the password. It does change fairly frequently. And we do have access to something called the application catalog. It has lots of software that are kind of some of the standard things that you need for the district. To find that, just click on the search button and type application catalog. It'll come up and there will be a list of software that you can install. Those you don't need the password for, the install password, and you can install anything on there. Those are all approved software. All right, we are a G Suite for Education school. Our students use Google Chromebooks, so we do encourage all of our teachers to really make the most use of our Google core services, so Google Drive, Google Docs, Sheets, Slides, Gmail. I'll come back to that towards the end, but we do have access to all sorts of stuff there. We do ask that you don't use Google Classroom. We use Schoology instead, and as a division, we want Schoology to be our centralized point of instruction for everybody. So no matter where a student goes in Virginia Beach, they always know to go to Schoology. All right, so you do need to get signed into Chrome. There's a whole separate video for that. It's listed in our Essentials course and our new teacher orientation course. When you open Google Chrome the first time, click already a Chrome user, sign in with your full short email address. It may take you to ClassLink and then the VBCPS page as well. One thing to keep in mind is that the only login that you should be logged in with on your school profile in Google Chrome is your school login. If you sign in here with a personal email address or something else, it sometimes causes confusion with some of the apps that we use and the way it works. So if you need to use a personal email address and you want to access your personal email on the school laptop, which is perfectly fine, you need to set up a new profile for that. If you need help doing that, check with Jennifer or Lee or Jason, and we will help you out with that. All right, once you're logged into Google Chrome, the cool thing about Chrome is that it makes things follow you. So Google Chrome will sync your bookmarks, your apps, your extensions. It saves passwords, form browsing data, all sorts of stuff. It also sets up, you'll notice that there is a Salem HS bookmarks folder there. This may be changing very soon towards the beginning of the year, and the list of apps in there may change a little bit, but this is your best place to get to stuff. There should be links in there for Synergy. There's links in there for Schoology. There's links for all sorts of things that are relevant and useful for teachers and for students. Students have a different list. As of right now, this is what our bookmark lists look like. The teacher ones has Synergy, which is the grade book. Schoology Clever is going to change to ClassLink. Our Salem intranet site, our public website, all sorts of those things. The student list, you'll notice, is a little bit smaller. Technology resources, everything. Here's what we have for teachers at Salem High School. Every teacher is assigned a laptop or a Chromebook. You can have one device or the other, but you can't have both. We really do recommend that teachers have a Windows laptop as opposed to a Chromebook because they are more powerful and they do a lot more things. We just got ViewSonic boards in all classrooms. Salem teachers haven't been trained on those yet, but we have some training in the works and getting some stuff scheduled for that. It will be available in our Schoology course as soon as it's available. Document cameras are available. If you feel like you need a document camera, you can check those out from the library. We do video announcements on Channel 21 in the building every morning. We start with morning announcements and the pledge and the moment of silence. We have an announcement that'll come on at 7:15 to remind everybody to turn their TVs on. We have TV tuners on the ViewSonic boards. Schoology is our learning management system. Within Schoology, there are Schoology courses. There's a Salem ITS training course where we have technology training and stuff like that. We also have a Salem staff course that has training and information from our admin team. And there are several Salem groups. There's a Salem All Staff group, there's a Salem All Students group, and there are groups for 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade Salem students, as well as a couple of others in there. Our intranet site is linked from our shortcuts folder. We have links to all sorts of division stuff. The page does look a little bit different for students than it does for teachers. Students only see the bottom set of icons. Teachers will see the top and the bottom sets of icons. And all of these things are available at different places. We just kind of centralize those. ASOP is absentee management, stuff like that. So if you need a sub, you can put that in there. Synergy is our grade book. Talent Ed is where your teacher evaluations and stuff like that come from. Frontline is for signing up for instructional classes. There's also a link in there to sign up to change student passwords. Any teacher can change any student's password. They don't have to be your students. And there's a link in there to Service Desk. If you're having problems with your ViewSonic board or something in your classroom that's technology related, enter a Service Desk ticket. That way Jason gets those and he can help you out with those things. All right, email. I mentioned this before. We do have actually 3 different email addresses. Microsoft Exchange is our primary official email for teachers. You can use the Windows 10 desktop app to get that to that. You can access that from the Office 365 web app online. That's usually the one that I use these days. There is also the Outlook app that's available for your iOS or Android devices. We also have a Google Gmail account. The Gmail accounts that we have are what we call a walled garden. So teachers can talk to other teachers through there. Teachers can talk to students. Students can talk to teachers, but you can't email out of the division for that. We do recommend that you forward your Gmail to your Microsoft Outlook account. That way you can see, like when people share a file with you in Google Drive, or if people send you an invitation through Google Calendar, you'll get those things in your Outlook email address. So your official teacher email is in Microsoft Outlook. lee.cooper@vbschools.com is the email address that you should send out to parents and give to other contacts outside of the district. You can find any teacher or administrator, any other employee in the Microsoft Outlook address book. You can also send people email addresses with your short email, clcooper@vbschools.com. But keep in mind that this email address is pretty much what you're going to use for the entire time you're with vbschools.com. If your name changes for whatever reason, generally that email address does not change. It takes a lot to get that one changed. For the Gmail accounts, you can search for any teacher's name or any student's name in Gmail. The email addresses for those are your short username, your network login at staff.vbschools.com. Students is their first dot last name dot 3 digits. The 3 digits are part of their student ID, and they're at vbstudents.com. But you can search for their name in there. You don't have to figure out what that is, but just when you see those names. You will not be able to send an email or receive emails from outside of the district at the staff.vbschools.com account. All right, if something is broken, not working, if you need technical support, Jason Whitcop is your guy. We're in room 104. He'll help you out with that. We do ask that you put a service desk ticket in. Service desk is available from the Salem HS Bookmarks and from our Salem intranet page. There are instructions on the service desk site for how to submit a service desk ticket. There's the link right there. It always lives right in that spot. So you'll be able to find that there. Service desk is how Jason keeps track of who needs stuff, and it's kind of like you're on the waiting list. That keeps you kind of prioritized in order, and he'll get to you first come, first serve. Our Schoology course, if you're not in there, we I think have added everybody that's new to Salem into our Schoology course. The course code is listed here on the screen. You just go to My Courses in Schoology, join a course, and then put in this course code. The thing to keep in mind that there are separate codes to join a group and a course. You can't use a join code for a group in the Schoology courses. You can't use a course code under join a group. So just keep that in mind. Our Salem Public website is available. There's a link for that. It's www.salemhs.vbschools.com. This is what the public sees, so we do urge you to take a look at it. Teachers' names are all listed on there. Please, please, please take a look on there and check your name on the staff contact page. Make sure your email works from there. If not, I am the webmaster for Salem. Jennifer Blaze is the webmaster for Green Run. Let us know if we have made an error in your name, and make sure that everything is spelled correctly in your email and everything works there. The application catalog, I mentioned that before. If you click on the Start button and go to just type in application catalog, it will come up. It looks like this. If you need something installed, just click on the title and then click install, and that will install automatically. You don't need a username or password or anything to install stuff from the application catalog. To install a printer, our printers are now in our iDrive. So printer scripts, and just find the nearest printer to you. They're pretty well organized in there. If you need help with that, just see us and we will help you out. Recommended file storage. We do recommend that you use your Google Drive. Google Drive actually has Team Drives and your My Drive. Team Drives are shared resources that multiple people can have access to as a team, so they are not owned by any individual. Your My Drive is owned by you, but you can share files with any of those. We do recommend on the Windows devices that you download and install the Google Drive file stream. It may already be installed on your laptop for you. What it does is it will make your Google Drive files available through your G Drive on your computer, so it just makes it super easy to access those files. We do have some other places that you can store your files. You can store stuff on your local computer, on your desktop, your documents folder, but really consider these things as short-term and temporary storage. If your computer crashes or something like that, anything that's there is just gone. We don't have any way to get those back. Your Google Drive files, we just reinstalled the Google Drive file stream, sign you into it, and all of your stuff is still there. You can store files on USB drives or an SD card. Kind of the same thing with those is that they do crash. The one big advantage of Google is that it's all backed up. Google takes care of that. You're not going to lose anything if your computer crashes or if your USB drive goes through the washer or falls off your desk and gets broken. And my story on that is that I always like to tell is a couple years ago I had a teacher that had a USB external drive, and it fell off of her desk and stopped working. And she ended up sending it out to a company to repair it and get the files off of it because they were irreplaceable files. She ended up spending $1,200 to get the files recovered off of there. Files stored on your Google Drive are safe, they're secure, they're available anywhere that you have internet access, whether you're on your computer or not. So that's a great place to do that. We do also have some shared space on the iDrive Teachers folder, but again, we don't really recommend that you store your files there. Google Drive should be your #1 place to store your files. Synergy is our gradebook of record. Schoology does have a gradebook, but it's really just for teacher use. Students don't even have access to see the gradebook in Schoology. Parents don't have access to see it. Synergy is your gradebook of record. It should be used for daily attendance. Work with your mentor teachers or contact your ITS. We will have a training session on Synergy this coming week during Teacher In-Service Week, and look for a training course in our Salem ITS training course in Schoology as well. We do have a YouTube channel and channel 21. When we do get back into the building, we have videos that run on channel 21 on our closed circuit TV. They play in the Commons. You can play those in your classroom if you want. They have all sorts of tips and tricks for teachers and for students, and all good news kinds of things about Salem. And all of those things are available on the Salem YouTube channel as well. And last but not least, using your phone and personal devices on our school Wi-Fi network. So there's two things you need to do. #1 is you need to connect to the VBCPS PR Wi-Fi network. You will have to sign in on that. So it's your short username at vbschools.com and then your network password. You also, once you've done that, you need to install our security certificate so your phone trusts our network. In order to do that, this is new this year for all teachers, you'll need to install a new security certificate. So go to http securely.com/SSL. Instructions are on that page, and we'll tell you by device how to get the security certificate installed. All right, I think that's about all I've got. If you still have questions, and I know you will, please come by and see us in room 104, and we will be happy to help you out. That's it for me. I'm Lee Cooper. Jennifer Blaze is our other ITS here. Jason Whitcop is our TST. He's our technical support guy. Welcome to Salem, and have a great Sun Devil day.